All right, today we're going to work on our little sight word book. It's called Who is With Baby Jesus? But first we'll read a little story. It's about a little mouse. It's such a cute story. And he finds a Christmas nativity scene. You might have one of these at home. It's called Mortimer's Christmas Manger. Mortimer is the mouse's name. In a big house lived a wee mouse named Mortimer. He dwelled in a dark hole under the stairs. Nobody ever noticed little Mortimer. There he is. And Mortimer liked it that way. But he didn't like his hole. Too cold, too cramped, too creepy, squeaked Mortimer. Each day he snuck out and crept about looking for crumbs and tidbits. One day, Mortimer spied something new. What he spied was wonderful. He saw a huge tree covered with twinkling lights. Nestled on the top was a bright, shining star. But something even better than the tree itself sat next to it on the table. Mortimer sighed with delight. A house just my size, he said. So there he is. He's looking at the new tree. He's looking at the new house. But it's not just any house, right? It's called a stable. But the house was so high and Mortimer was so low. I'll climb up the tree, said Mortimer. It made the perfect ladder for a mouse. Up, Mortimer climbed. Down, 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 the ornaments crashed. Finally, he reached the table. Perfect, said Mortimer. Not cold, not cramped, not creepy. Cozy. But who are you? Mortimer had never seen people so small, almost as small as himself. He had never seen such strange animals either. Tap, tap, tap. Mortimer knocked, but no one answered. Tap, tap, tap. He knocked on the people. No one moved an inch. I see, squeaked Mortimer. You aren't real, only statues. And so Mortimer lugged and Mortimer tugged one by one until he dragged the statues out. When he reached the smallest statue, he saw it was a baby. A baby in a wooden bed just Mortimer's size. There's no room for you in here, said Mortimer. Out you go. Then into the bed crawled Mortimer. He fell asleep in the soft, warm hay. The next day, as Mortimer crept about, he found good things to eat, cookie crumbs, fruit cake morsels, and spicy peppermint candy. But when Mortimer scampered back up to his new home, the statues were set up again. No, 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 squeaked Mortimer. This won't do. There's no room for me. And so Mortimer lugged and Mortimer tugged until all the statues were out. And stay out, he said. Then into bed crawled Mortimer. He fell fast asleep in the soft, warm hay. He looks so cozy. But each day, while Mortimer scurried about, the statues were set up again. And Mortimer tugged and he lugged them back out. There he is, taking them out. But then one day, Mortimer set out and he saw the big people gathered around the tree. He couldn't go out there, so he hid among the statues. See him right here? A man started talking. Mortimer listened, and what he heard was wonderful. Since it is Christmas Eve, said the man, I shall tell the Christmas story. A long time ago, in a little town called Bethlehem, And Mortimer heard a story about people named Joseph and Mary and a bright shining star. He heard about shepherds watching their flocks of sheep at night. He heard about the wise men. The man continued, and there was no room for them in the inn, which is like a hotel. Then Mortimer heard about a baby who was born in a stable and had no real bed, but slept in a wooden manger. A baby born to save the world. And his name shall be called Jesus, said the man. Mortimer looked at the bright shining star in the tree. He looked at his new home and his new bed. He looked at the statues. Last of all, he looked at the baby. I see, said Mortimer, you aren't just any statue. You are a statue of Jesus. And so Mortimer sniffed. He snuffled. A tear rode down his furry cheek. There was no room for you in the inn, but I know where there is room for you, he said. And so Mortimer lugged and Mortimer tugged. Soon he dragged all the statues back where they belonged. Last of all, he laid the baby in the manger. This belongs to you, he said. Mortimer smiled. You look warm and cozy now. There was no place for Mortimer to go except back to the cold, cramped, creepy hole. As Mortimer scuttled down the tree, he said a prayer. Jesus, you were born to save the world. Perhaps you could also bring me a home? And then Mortimer spied something new. He spied something wonderful. Mortimer sighed with delight. A house just my size. There were no statues in sight. And so Mortimer moved right in. Thank you, Jesus, said Mortimer. You've made room for me too. It's a gingerbread house. Isn't that cute? The end. All right. So we're going to work on our little book. It's called Who is With Baby Jesus? And first we're going to color the word with, and it's spelled W-I-T-H. And the song goes like this. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. So the dog's name is W-I-T-H. And instead of saying woof, he says with. And that old dog knew just one word, W-I-T-H. With a with here and a with there. Here a with, there a with, everywhere a with. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. Isn't that silly? So, who do you think we're going to see in this story? It's called Who is With Baby Jesus? Who are some of the characters or the people in the story that you think we'll see? Definitely Jesus' mother. Her name is Mary. And Joseph. Maybe some shepherds. And maybe some wise men. We'll have to check. And then we can put our name at the bottom. All right, so if you need to finish coloring the front, why don't you press pause right now, because I'm going to start my book. All right, first page, and we're using our pencil to write. It says, Mary is with baby Jesus. And do you remember the song? Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. And that old dog knew just one word, W-I-T-H. With a with here and a with there. Here a with, there a with, everywhere a with. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. And then on every page, you can pick maybe one thing to color. You don't have to color the whole page unless you really want to. You might have to press pause though. So you're writing the word with, and then you're picking one thing to color. I picked baby Jesus on this page. Okay, press pause if you need to. I'm going to keep going. This one is Joseph. It says Joseph is with baby Jesus. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. And that old dog knew just one word, W-I-T-H. With a with here and a with there. Here a with, there a with, everywhere a with. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. What color is Joseph? Did you think Joseph would be? There we go. All right. Next page. Ooh, this one says the wise man, which is also one of the kings, is with baby Jesus. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H, and this is the word with. And that old dog knew just one word, W-I-T-H. With a with here and a with there. Here a with, there a with, everywhere a with. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. And the wise men brought baby Jesus gifts. One of them brought him gold. One of them brought him something called frankincense. And one of them brought him something called myrrh. Frankincense and myrrh are like good smelling things. All right. Oh, who's that? A shepherd. So that says the shepherd is with baby Jesus. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. And that old dog knew just one word, W-I-T-H. With a with here and a with there. Here a with, there a with, everywhere a with. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. The shepherd. Now the shepherds, when they were in the field watching their sheep, angels appeared to them and told them that a new king had been born. And so the shepherds went out into the world and they told people, a new king was born in Bethlehem. A new king was born in Bethlehem. And so then people started to hear about baby Jesus. And we have one more. Now this page is going to have everyone on it. Everyone is with baby Jesus. Old MacDonald called his dog W-I-T-H. All right. I'm not going to color this page, but you can decide one thing to color on this one. And so your word that you were practicing is the word with. With.